The votes are in, the results are official. And the NFL has now confirmed what so many people across the country have been watching unfold in real time. Shadur Sanders is not just surviving at the professional level, he is announcing himself. Being named Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Week for Week 14 is not a symbolic gesture or a feel-good nod to a young player fighting uphill. This is real recognition, earned in the most unforgiving league in sports. And it represents a turning point not just for Sanders, but for a Cleveland Browns franchise that has desperately needed clarity, hope, and proof that its future can still be salvaged. Context matters here. Because this award did not arrive in a vacuum, Sanders stepped into one of the most chaotic situations a rookie quarterback can face. Questions about preparation, whispers of sabotage, debates over whether he was ready or even wanted by the pro organization, all swirled before he ever got a real chance to run the offense. The noise was constant, the scrutiny was relentless, and instead of responding with words or frustration, Sanders responded with one of the most complete performances any Browns rookie quarterback has ever delivered. The Browns may have lost 31-29 to Tennessee, but anyone who watched that game knows the final score tells only a fraction of the story. Sanders completed 23 of 42 passes, and while critics may latch on to the completion percentage, that kind of surface-level analysis completely misses what actually happened on the field. This was not a conservative, scripted outing designed to protect a young quarterback. This was aggressive, vertical football. Sanders was asked to push the ball, test coverage, and attack downfield, all while playing behind an offensive line, still finding its footing and throwing to receivers he has limited timing with. In that environment, efficiency looks different, and confidence matters more. The yardage total is where the performance truly separates itself. 364 passing yards is not just impressive for a rookie, it is elite by any standard. This was not manufactured production. These yards came from tight window throws, deep shots, anticipation, and fearlessness. Sanders was decisive. He trusted his reads. He trusted his arm. And he played the position like someone who believes he belongs. Breaking the 300-yard mark for the first time in his NFL career was inevitable, but the way he did it sent a message that cannot be ignored. The touchdowns made the night complete. 3 passing touchdowns showed that Sanders was not just moving the ball, but finishing drives. When the Browns needed points, he delivered. And then he added another layer to his game that defenses hate dealing with. 29 rushing yards, the most on the team, capped by his first career rushing touchdown. That moment was more than a highlight. It was proof that Sanders is not a one-dimensional quarterback. He can beat you from the pocket, extend plays, and punish defenses when lanes open. That combination is exactly what modern NFL offenses are built around. When you step back and look at the historical context, the performance becomes even more significant. Sanders tied for the third most passing yards by a rookie quarterback in Browns history. His 3 touchdown passes tied for the second most by a Browns rookie in a single game. And then came the stat that put everything into perspective. He became the first player in franchise history to throw for at least 300 yards, throw at least 3 touchdown passes, and score a rushing touchdown in the same game. In a franchise that dates back to 19, filled with iconic names and legendary moments. Sanders did something no one else ever had, and he did it in just his 3rd career start. That trajectory matters. Since being named the starter in Week 12, Sanders has been remarkably consistent. Over 3 starts, he has completed 50 of 87 passes for 722 yards and 5 touchdowns. Even more telling is the explosiveness. In every one of those starts, he has completed a pass of 50 yards or more. That is not luck. That is arm talent, timing, and confidence combined. Defenses know he can stretch the field, and that changes how they have to play him. None of this is to pretend the transition has been flawless. Sanders has thrown 3 interceptions and taken 8 sacks. Those numbers exist, and they deserve honest evaluation. But they also tell the story of a rookie learning the speed and complexity of NFL defenses. Some mistakes come from holding the ball too long. Some come from protection breakdowns. Some come from trying to make a play instead of taking the safe option. That learning curve is normal, and what matters is how a quarterback responds to it. Inside the building, the response has been encouraging. Kevin Stefanski has pointed to Sanders' footwork and pocket presence as areas of real growth. Those are foundational quarterback traits, an improvement that often separates players who last from players who fade. Pocket presence, in particular, is one of the hardest skills to master, and it cannot be taught easily. The fact that Sanders is already showing progress speaks volumes about his instincts and awareness. Even more important is the work ethic. From the moment he arrived, Sanders has earned respect for how he prepares. Film study, repetition, attention to detail. Those things do not show up in box scores, but they determine careers. The NFL is full of talented quarterbacks who never reached their ceiling because they did not commit fully to the grind. Sanders has shown, early on, that he is wired differently. The timing of this award adds another layer to its importance. It arrives in the middle of organizational uncertainty, coaching, speculation, and front office tension. Instead of being distracted by that chaos, Sanders delivered his best performance yet. That is what franchise quarterbacks do. They stabilize environments instead of being swallowed by them. His mobility deserves special attention as well. Defenses today are designed to suffocate traditional pocket passers. A quarterback who can escape, extend, and create forces defenders to hesitate. That hesitation opens windows. Sanders' rushing touchdown was not just athleticism on display. It was schematic stress placed on a defense that had to account for him on every snap. The Rookie of the Week award is validation, but it is also a starting point. It confirms that Sanders belongs, that his college success was not a system illusion, and that his skill set translates. It also raises expectations. The next step is consistency, cleaner decision-making, and continued chemistry with his weapons. Those things come with time, reps, and organizational support. If the Browns commit to Sanders fully, build around his strengths, and reduce the dysfunction that has plagued this franchise for decades, the ceiling is high. He has already shown arm talent, toughness, intelligence, and competitiveness. The foundation is there. The question now is whether the organization will match his growth with stability and vision. Now it is your turn. What does this Rookie of the Week award mean for Shadur Sanders' future? Is this the beginning of a true franchise quarterback era in Cleveland, or just a glimpse of what could be if things are handled correctly? Do you trust the Browns to develop and support him the right way, or are you worried dysfunction will get in the way again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you believe Sanders' rise is real and want to follow every step of his journey, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. This story is just getting started, and the next chapters could redefine this franchise.